backed by popular demand, but I must mention I don't hold any Trias. I got out once we lost this key level, which was previously acting as a sell wall over on the KuCoin exchange, not pushing through $13.98 back in February, if you remember. But on Mexi and other exchanges, it was going through, and everyone realized, on KuCoin, there was a brick wall that bots were selling at, not allowing even wicks to go through that level until it bust through, where we said it was going to be a buy wall, and every time we dip into it, we should pump. But if we ever do lose it, it's not a good signal at all. Don't expect any moves up in the immediate short term if we ever do go back below what should now be considered a buy wall. This is the main reason why I got out of Trias, and I did mention the exact day on my YouTube channel as well as in my Discord community that I got out. In the Discord, I also mentioned what I got into. We took advantage of the RWA move with BlackRock getting involved, and whether it's true or not doesn't matter. More eyes were on it. We already owned Rio. It became our number one coin. Because of that, check out my Twitter. I made a post on some RWA, AI, and gaming tokens. I really do believe that's a narrative that we all need to be following, that we are heavily invested in. And when we sold Trias, we moved into RWA, took advantage of all of the eyes on Rio, but understanding, as we already had Rio, let's focus on smaller projects in term, while not only Trias was going down, but every other coin pretty much. Only the RWA coins moved up, took advantage of that, and we saw some coins doing 200 or 400% in 1 week, while not only Trias, but everything else continued lower. Now, they eventually started to go down, but we're still over 100% in profit, all while buying those coins during the dip with a project such as Trias. And it wasn't just Trias that I sold. There were many others. There was Nakamoto Games. And Trias and Naka, I was in Trias before 10 million market cap, and Nakamoto Games around the 30 million market cap. But when we noticed this long-term manipulation on KuCoin, but not only that, the KuCoin FUD itself, all taking Trias below $13.98, just resulted in me wanting to get out and moving it into something else that I could make this loss back on quicker, or just make further gains on the gains that I already made because I got in such a long time ago. So the thing with Trias, the reason why I'm making this update, it is due to popular demand in the comment sections, people saying they missed the updates. So once in a while I will do it. Now, if you remember what I was saying back when we actually lost $14, I was telling you guys that we would come back down to this area. And once we got there, because the 200 EMA on the daily time frame is lying there, this suggests that we're in a daily uptrend, so expect for months ahead to go up. And if we ever do lose this, it's an optimal entry point. Don't actually get scared. It's an optimal entry point. It doesn't matter how long we spend underneath this, doesn't matter how much lower it goes. Long term, underneath the 200 daily EMA, it's an optimal entry point. Not that I will get back in, I'm sorry to say, guys, but it doesn't matter what my moves are. This coin is going to do well. There's a reason why I invested in it at 10 million market cap, sub 10 million market cap, around 8 million. There's a reason why I did that. It's because it has a good future. And just because I'm no longer in it doesn't mean it does not have a good future. I just saw better options where I can make money quicker, because at the end of the day, when I started crypto 5 years ago, my main goal was to change my life in terms of money, not to be invested in cryptos that change the world. I don't really care about that. All I'm here for is to make money. And while I got in at about $1.50 as my first buys on Trias, getting out at $13, around that $13 to $14 was a good gain. And then I moved that over into two coins that pumped 200 and 400% all in 1 week just by following narratives. So hopefully, if you stay tuned on the actual channel itself, you're going to start seeing a lot more content that follows narratives such as AI, gaming, and RWA. So there are also some AI coins built on the Trias ecosystem, which I am personally invested in. I have mentioned it once or twice already in the past Trias updates, which were like my last ones a while back, which is Triathlon Grow. Okay, this is like an AI model that's pretty much teaching AI. It's AI for AI, and that's on the Trias ecosystem. So that's why I will continue to make some Trias updates. It just won't be daily. When there's important stuff going on, I will make an update. For example, like right now, another reason why I wanted to make this video is because we came down to one of my expected supports as a support target for if we ever lost $9.20. If you remember, and you were following me back in January, then you would remember that I called for the dump exactly down to $10, which was the 55 moving average. And from this point, we created these wicks. And it was, of course, this one that we had at first that I marked out and suggested to everyone that if we maintain this wick and if we never get candle closes underneath this wick, we'll put in a new high. Now, yes, we put in a new high, but it wasn't as high as we wanted, of course. This is because of the long-term manipulation from KuCoin itself due to it having a monopoly on Trias. And this is something that I noticed as I was making YouTube updates for you all last year around summertime, when we were trapped underneath $5 for pretty much $4 to $5 for the entire year, going down as low as $2.50. And I remember telling everyone back at $3-4 over here, around $4, that the target would be $2.50. And we got down there, guys. And I mentioned that nothing is going to be exciting until we bust through $4 and $5. And you can see there was nothing exciting. We kept on dumping from $4. But one day when we broke $5, we moved up. This is where the beautiful gains came. And then the same nonsense started once again. But actually me noticing very early on in the second month of this year that we had a sell wall with Trias being monopolized by KuCoin, as it was the first exchange to list it. They have the largest treasury and the most amount of users come to KuCoin because they're comfortable with that, as that's where originally Trias was only listed. So by having this FUD on KuCoin itself, I noticed nearly all the KuCoin cryptos went down. And the reason being is majority of those coins that got really hurt were solely listed on KuCoin. Trias is not solely listed on KuCoin, but it's the one that has the largest treasury. So the one that was manipulating Trias's price long term back underneath $4 and $5, and the same again with this current top, local top over here. But me noticing back at $14 or $13.98 exactly that it was going on back down over here. And so with that being the case, when we lost it, I knew it was going to act as a sell wall, that we would come back down to this key level of support, which is our most recent macro higher low. So all you need to do is reset the uptrend by holding the 200 EMA and we would have continued bullish. But if we ever lose the 200 EMA, doesn't matter how long we are underneath it for, doesn't matter how low it goes, it's always an optimal entry point as a long-term investment. I don't need to get it for you to for that to be a fact. I don't need to hold it for that to be a fact. It's just what the 200 EMA means, the rules. So, and what this is because we are in a bull market. Obviously, in a bear market, we're just going to keep going lower. But in a bull market, you don't spend too many months underneath this, and you don't have to spend months at all. It can be brief, but at the moment you can see we've already spent some time playing around with it since the 12th of April. And this is all due to losing 200 EMA. You expect to move down, but ignoring the 200 EMA, we just have support on the left that was lost. So you go to the next support, which is down here at 6.87 cents dollars and $7.42. Now we've created a double bottom down at this price point, which is great, but you know, that's just the first step. We need to really take advantage of this, move above all the moving averages, and then eventually tackle that 13.98 sell wall, which unfortunately, guys, is only going to bring dumps. So long term, these are optimal entry points long term. And when I mean long term, don't expect to buy and get gains immediately. But you will make gains, of course, long term. But don't think you're going to buy today and you're going to get rich tomorrow. It's going to take months to sort this out, guys. And I know that's what you might not want to hear, but that's why over here I took advantage of the situation, knowing that this was the sell wall, me telling you every day, we cannot lose this support. We lost it. I told everyone, I'm getting out. Trias is a great coin. It has given me a 10x already on it. I just wanted to shift from something that's not manipulated, that doesn't have FUD on the exchange, that, yeah, we just noticed this manipulation here, but there was long-term manipulation, guys. So for these reasons, it's hindering its development, and I'd rather just get into something that's not being hindered. Don't hinder it, you know what I mean? So with that being the case, took advantage of the RWA move, and even those coins on the dip, they are still up from the entry, and we only bought them around this exactly this day, on the 21st of March. That's where we bought these coins, and they're flying. Not as of now, everything's dipping, but because they went up so much, when we actually saw them also dip, the RWA coins, they are still in profit. So it's great. So made a 10x on Trias, and then did a further 2 to 4x on it. From down here, again, great long-term entry point, but there are many key now resistances that we need to tackle here, and then of course this main one. So at each point we're going to get rejected. It's about holding the low that we just came from. Can we build up again and break it, then hit this resistance? Can we then hold this low and now the new one, put in that higher low, and then tackle the $14 sell wall? And then the same situation is going to happen. Could we hold this, have another go? Will it then reject again? Most likely. Maybe put in that higher low, continue up. Or will it give a bigger rejection, where we put in the lower high, come back down to here, protect this most recent low that we pumped off in the first place to get to $14, and then work our way back up, something like that? It's going to take time. That's the unfortunate situation here. So that's what I knew was going to be the case when we lost $14, and that's why I made you aware immediately. It's just down to you whether you want to follow what I'm doing. Again, I can't ever force you. None of this is ever financial advice. It's just literally my thoughts and views on the market, using tools that have rules such as the Fibonacci's, and those certain levels. If you followed my Bitcoin update yesterday with all the examples of Fibonacci sequence and how it ties into trading, it's naturally occurring things that happen in the world, in the universe. So it's also a thing that you can use in trading, that shows certain levels act like magnets because they're naturally occurring levels. So with the Fibonacci's, it's going to tell you exactly where it's going. And this is something, a skill that I've worked out with my 5 years of experience. And so those levels that I always give are valid levels and cannot be ignored. And you can't let it go in through one ear and out through the other. You really need to, I'm just the messenger. It's not even really my thoughts. I'm literally just seeing the story on the chart and then just sending it back to you. So for example, as fibs are naturally occurring levels, they act as magnets, and you can see when you lose the 1 fib level, we should go ahead and meet these targets, which we can see has occurred, because when you lose this, there are certain magnets that are going to pull you towards them because they're naturally occurring things. So with that being the case, once you complete them, you're looking for a reversal. You don't have to hit all targets. You can hit all targets, but you're just looking for areas of potential reversals. So I like to look at this area as a potential area of reversal, as well as this area. You can see at first bounced off the 200 EMA, eventually losing that total area, trying to reclaim it, but finding resistances. We could have found support within this area. As you can see, we did here, but we failed to break out again. Magnet is down here, but we are currently holding this low at $7.13. And as long as we can now maintain $7.10, my apologies, then we have the chances of this double bottom taking shape, taking action on it, eventually developing, no matter how long it takes. As long as you hold this low here, 16.87 and $7.10, then we've got every opportunity to start this slow reclaim, and then eventually looking to tackle that $14, which is going to take a long time, guys. Please do understand that. And that's why I just had the open mind to understand, yes, Trias has done so well for me. Yes, it's going to do so in the future. But so many things hindering its advancement and its growth. You know, there is always going to be something new, shiny, with better gains. And we just took advantage of that. If you want me to help you out with this, consider joining my community or doing one-to-one mentorship. First of all, in the community, you have access to all my cryptos, my daily support. I'm in there morning, day and night, constantly. As you see, I've not been here on the YouTube too often. My full focus is teaching my students. So if you want to jump into that community, it's $25 a month, £20. And as a member, you get discounts on my one-to-one mentorship, on my ebook, which you can find for £20, $25 as a member. So go check out the website. All the links are down below. I also include weekly live streams in there where I spend at least 2 hours a week minimum with you, mentoring you on how to change your mindset, your psychology, reading the charts, just like me. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will do another Trias update in the future. So like, subscribe, comment, and share to let me know. Cheers.